Today we're going to talk about what to do and what not to do after an argument with your significant other to avoid further blow-ups in the future and actually make things better. Hi, it's Gabrielle, and for over 12 years I've been a licensed professional counselor and relationship expert in private practice in Boulder, Colorado, and my practice is grounded in the science of what makes relationships work. This video will reveal the do's and don'ts of working out your differences so the two of you can get out of a destructive cycle of fighting and build a relationship based on peace and harmony. So let's get started. Okay, so you've had a big blowout and the yelling has stopped, but you're wondering, what next? Should we talk it out? Should we give each other some space? Who should decide? No matter how you slice it, you're going to get into conflict with your partner sometimes. You're going to upset each other and arguments are going to happen. That's not a sign that you're in the wrong relationship. The question is, what now? The groundbreaking research of Dr. John Gottman revealed that couples who enjoy long-lasting relationships are those who repair their relationships often and well. So let me explain what we mean by repair. Repair means that the two of you circle back soon after the conflict to patch things up. It means that you acknowledge the mistakes that you each made, how you hurt each other, and you do whatever is necessary to make it up to each other. Repair can be hard, and a lot of people don't have a lot of skills for doing this. If this is you, it's probably because you came from a family where you didn't see parents mending their differences, or that neither parent circled back and patched things up with you when they made mistakes. Many people come from high conflict families in which they never witnessed or experienced repair. So things may have cooled down in the family, but nobody ever talked about the arguments afterwards. So if this sounds like the kind of family that you and/or your partner came from, you may have no idea, A, that when you hurt somebody, you have to fix it, and B, what a good repair looks and feels like. So here's a list of the do's and don'ts of repair. Number 1, don't wait hours or days before repairing. Do come back together no more than 20 to 30 minutes after the conflict to repair. That's right, only 20 or 30 minutes later. The reason you should come back together so quickly to repair is because unrepaired injuries will go into long-term memory in your brain. They're going to carve a deep neural pathway the longer they sit in there unrepaired. And that makes those injuries much more difficult to repair. So these unresolved hurts are going to linger on and color every future interaction you have with each other. And you may have noticed that, like you had a fight, or maybe you have had a string of fights, you didn't fix it, and suddenly your partner is getting so angry at you for things that seem incredibly insignificant. Well, this is why. It's because there's a string of unresolved injuries that are just sitting there in their brain, carving those deep neural pathways, and you haven't done anything to fix it. It takes about 30 minutes maximum for the nervous system to come back to baseline after you've been enraged. If you or your partner is taking longer than that to calm down and get back to a calm baseline state, it could be that your nervous system has trouble calming down, and it may actually warrant the examination of a medical professional. Number 2, don't try to repair your arguments over email, text, or phone while driving or otherwise distracted. Do sit down in a place with no distractions, face to face, eye to eye, and close in, so you can really see each other. Sorry, what were you saying? Oh yeah, I'm sorry about what happened. Think that's gonna make anything better? The reason it's so important to sit down close in and really look at each other is because our brains are 99.9% memory. We're relating to everything that's going on through everything that's already happened to us. And so if you and your partner have had a lot of negative interactions and you're not looking at each other, if you're just talking over phone or text, or you're distracted and not really looking at each other, all you're relating to are the negative experiences that you've had of one another. You're not relating to each other in real time. And So the only way to resolve anything is to really look at each other and have your repair conversation in each other's eyes, because that's the way you can get feedback on how what you're saying is impacting your partner. Looking into each other's eyes up close is how you're going to rewrite the experiences that you've had that didn't go so well, how you can bring some new content into the story so that you don't have to relive the past. Number 3, don't try to get your needs met at the same time when your partner's bringing up what they're upset at you about. Do take turns dealing with the other person's concerns. Give them some time to explain to you why they're upset with you, and apologize, do something to make them feel better. You should never say, "I'm sorry, but you screwed up too," or something like that. One of the biggest mistakes that couples make with the repair process is trying to get repair from each other at the same time. It's like both of you are signaling "Mayday, Mayday" to one another, and there's no one there to help either one of you. This is only going to make both of you angry and further escalate the conflict. When it comes to repairing injuries, it's critical that you and your partner agree to play specific roles in your repair process. You must agree in the moment that one person be given the floor to express what's bothering them, and the other person to assume the role of repairing the injury. When the repair has been accomplished to the satisfaction of the hurt party, then you can reverse roles, and the person who repaired first now gets to express their grievances. The takeaway here is that you need to take turns expressing distress and relieving each other. Okay, say you're both really mad at each other. Who goes first? Who gets to express their grievances, and who needs to step into the role of repairing the injury? It's a common question that couples in distress have. The general rule of thumb is that the person who is in the most distress should get priority to have their concerns addressed by their partner. Now, this might seem unfair to the person who has to step into providing the repair first, but consider the alternative if you're that person. When your partner is so maxed out, they have nothing to give you. It's like trying to talk to a raging wild animal and telling them to settle down and listen to your problems. So be generous in your willingness to take the first step with repair. Remember that through this whole process of repair, you're in this together. If you don't deal with these injuries that you've created, then it will poison your relationship. Both of you will benefit dramatically when you commit to repairing arguments quickly. Remember what I said a moment ago, that it's important to do the repair to the satisfaction of the hurt party. So the only person who can decide if they've gotten what they needed from you is your partner, because they're hurt, and vice versa. So each of you get to be the boss of yourselves. One of the reasons that it's important to repair face-to-face is because you need to make sure that your repair efforts are actually working. And the only way to know that is if you watch very carefully your partner's face and body to make sure that you see visible signs of relief in response to your efforts to repair. So it's not about just rattling off a few trite phrases. You have to make sure that what you do truly relieves your partner's distress. Look for visible signs of relief in your partner. This might mean you see their shoulders drop, their skin color changes, they start to smile more. All of these little nonverbal signs are your best indicators of whether what you've done was really effective. Only once you've really calmed your partner down and dealt with the injury to their satisfaction can you both consider switching roles. I want to give you a final helpful hint here. This is one of the worst things you can say when trying to repair. When your partner is telling you what they're upset about, what you don't want to do is respond with, "I'm sorry you feel that way." And the reason you shouldn't say this is because an apology requires that you take responsibility for what you did that hurt your significant other. When your partner's hurt because of something you said or did, the first step in repairing is for you to take accountability for causing the injury. Saying you're sorry because they feel bad contributes nothing to the repair process. In fact, it makes it worse. It's kind of like you're saying, "Look, I see you hurting and I'm just going to stand here and watch." Many people in relationship think that they should only apologize if they believe that they objectively did something that warrants an apology. So it's all about objective reality for them. And this is a misguided notion for many reasons. First, we humans don't perceive anything objectively because our brains work in such a way that we see everything through the lens of our personal history and our mood. And so the way reality appears to us is all entirely subjective. And of course, we're always going to replay things to ourselves in our own mind in the way that portrays us in the best possible light. So what you want to do here is say, I'm sorry for hurting you. I'm sorry for not listening. I'm sorry that I wasn't aware that this was hurtful to you. I should have known that. Because really, you should know what's hurtful to your partner and what's not. That's part of being a good partner. These things shouldn't be a surprise to you if you've been together for more than a year. The bottom line is, it's not about determining objective reality and who has the right version of reality and what happened and who has the wrong version. It's just about dealing with your partner's distress. All right, we covered a lot of do's and don'ts today, and now I'd like to hear from you. Which of the don'ts do you feel like you tend to get into trouble with in your relationship? And which of the do's would you like to try first? Leave me your comments below. I look forward to reading them and seeing you in the next video. And if you benefited from what you learned in today's video, please give this video a like right now and share it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can also go to thepowercoupleformula.com for lots more information about how to build an amazing relationship, and powercoupleseducation.com to stay connected.